I just watched the Maxton Hall Season 3 trailer and I am not okay right now, seriously. Everything we thought we knew about this series has just been completely flipped upside down. And I need to talk about this with someone before I lose my mind. The trailer dropped just a few hours ago, and the internet is already going absolutely insane over what we just witnessed. Because trust me when I say this, nothing could have prepared us for what is coming in Season 3. And if you thought Season 2 left us traumatized, you have not seen anything yet, let me tell you. This trailer is pure chaos from start to finish. And I am here for every single second of it. The trailer opens with Ruby standing alone outside Maxton Hall, staring at the gates like she is about to go to war, and honestly, that is exactly what this season is going to be, a war. The look on her face says everything. She is not the same Ruby we saw being expelled at the end of Season 2. This Ruby looks determined, angry, and ready to fight back against everyone who tried to destroy her life. And then we hear her voice saying something that gave me absolute chills. She says, "They tried to break me, but all they did was teach me how to fight." I mean, come on. How are we supposed to survive this season when it is already starting with lines like that? The Ruby we are getting in Season 3 is not going to sit quietly and let Mortimer or anyone else push her around anymore. She is coming back stronger. And I cannot wait to see her take down everyone who stood against her. But here is where things get even more intense. The next scene shows James standing in front of Mortimer, and you can see the anger radiating off both of them. Mortimer looks absolutely furious, like he is about to explode, and James is not backing down even a little bit. We hear Mortimer yelling, "You will destroy everything I have built," and James responds with, "Good, because what you built is based on lies." I literally screamed when I heard that line because we have been waiting for James to finally stand up to his father like this. And it looks like Season 3 is going to give us exactly what we have been begging for. James is done being controlled by Mortimer, and he is ready to burn down everything his father has created if that is what it takes to protect the people he loves. The tension between them is so thick you could cut it with a knife, and I have a feeling this confrontation is going to lead to something massive. And speaking of massive confrontations, we need to talk about what happens next in the trailer because this is where everything gets absolutely wild. We see Lydia crying, and I mean really crying. The kind of crying that breaks your heart into a million pieces. She is holding what looks like a positive pregnancy test, and Graham is standing behind her looking completely devastated. But here is the thing that made my jaw drop. The next shot shows Mortimer holding the exact same pregnancy test, and his face is filled with pure rage. This means Mortimer knows about the pregnancy. And considering how controlling and manipulative he is, this cannot be good news for Lydia and Graham. I am genuinely terrified about what Mortimer is going to do with this information, because we all know he will use it to hurt them in the worst way possible. Then the trailer cuts to something that nobody saw coming. We see Percy, and he is not just randomly in the background like he usually is. He is front and center, and he is holding that mysterious key we saw him with at Cordelia's grave in Season 2. But this time, he is using it to open something. The camera does not show us what he is opening, but we hear Oilia's voice saying, "The truth about Cordelia has been hidden for too long." And then we see Percy's face, and he looks absolutely terrified. Like whatever he just discovered is going to change everything. I have been saying since Season 2 ended that Percy knows way more than he is letting on, and this trailer basically confirms it. Whatever is in that box or safe or whatever Percy is opening, it is going to expose some seriously dark secrets about the Beaufort family. And I think those secrets are going to destroy Mortimer's entire empire. But the trailer is not done shocking us yet, not even close. We then see Ruby and James together, and they are clearly planning something. James says, "If we are going to take him down, we need to be smart about it." And Ruby responds with, "I am done being smart. I want him to pay for everything he has done." The way she says it with so much anger and determination makes it clear that Ruby is out for blood. She wants revenge, and she is not going to stop until Mortimer loses everything. And honestly, after everything Mortimer has put her through, can you really blame her? I think what we are going to see in Season 3 is Ruby and James working together to destroy Mortimer from the inside out, and I am absolutely here for it. The most shocking part of the trailer comes right after that scene, and I am still trying to process what I just saw. We see a courtroom, and Graham is standing there in handcuffs looking absolutely broken. But then the camera pans to show who else is in that courtroom, and I could not believe my eyes. Mortimer is sitting there with the most smug expression on his face, like he has already won. And then we hear a lawyer saying, "Mr. Sutherland, you are being charged not only for your inappropriate relationship with a minor, but also for manipulating evidence." Wait, what? Manipulating evidence? This is completely new information that none of us saw coming. It looks like Mortimer is not just trying to keep Graham in prison for his relationship with Lydia. He is actually framing Graham for something else entirely, something that could keep him locked up for years. And the worst part is that Graham looks like he has given up completely. He looks defeated, like he knows there is no way out of this situation. But here is what I think is going to happen. I think Ruby and James are going to find proof that Mortimer planted false evidence against Graham. And they are going to use that to not only free Graham but also to expose Mortimer for the criminal he really is. Then we get a scene that absolutely destroyed me emotionally. Lydia is sitting alone in what looks like a hospital room and she is holding her stomach. She looks so scared and so alone. And you can tell she is thinking about her babies and what kind of life they are going to have. And then we hear her voice saying, "How am I supposed to bring children into a world where their father is in prison and their grandfather wants to destroy us? I mean, how are we supposed to watch this without crying?" Lydia has been through so much already, and now she has to deal with pregnancy while the man she loves is locked up, and her own father is actively trying to ruin her life. But then the scene cuts to show James walking into that hospital room, and he sits down next to Lydia and holds her hand, and he says something that made me cry even harder. He says, "You are not alone in this. I will protect you and your babies no matter what it takes." The bond between these twins is so beautiful, and it is clear that James is going to do absolutely everything in his power to make sure Lydia and her children are safe. But the trailer keeps hitting us with one shocking revelation after another. We then see Oilia confronting Mortimer in his office and she is furious. She slams some kind of document on his desk and says, "You forged Mother's will. You stole what was rightfully ours," and Mortimer just laughs. He actually laughs in her face like he does not care at all that he has been caught. And then he says something that made my blood run cold. He says, "Prove it, because without evidence, you have nothing." The audacity of this man is unbelievable. Even when he is caught red-handed, he still thinks he is untouchable. But here is what I think is going to happen. I think that key Percy has been holding is going to unlock something that contains the real version of Cordelia's will, and when they find that will, it is going to show that Mortimer has been lying about everything. It is going to prove that he forged the documents, stole from his own family, and has been manipulating everyone for years. And once that truth comes out, Mortimer is going to lose absolutely everything. The trailer then shows us something that I have been waiting for. Since season 1, Ruby is back at Maxton Hall, walking through those hallways like she owns the place. But she is not alone. James is right there beside her, holding her hand. And they both look ready to face whatever comes their way. And then we hear Ruby's voice again saying, "They expelled me to break me, but I came back to break them." The power in that statement is absolutely incredible. Ruby is not just coming back to Maxton Hall to continue her education. She is coming back to fight, to expose the truth, and to make sure that everyone who tried to destroy her pays for what they did. And with James by her side, there is nothing that can stop them. These two are going to be an unstoppable force in season 3. And I cannot wait to see them take down Mortimer and everyone else who stood in their way. But then the trailer takes a turn that nobody expected. We see Cyril and he looks absolutely terrified. He is talking to someone on the phone. And he is saying, "I never meant for it to go this far. People were not supposed to get hurt." And then the person on the other end of the phone says something that we cannot hear, but whatever it is makes Cyril look like he is about to pass out. And then we see him walking into what looks like a police station. Is Cyril going to confess? Is he finally going to tell the truth about his role in the photo scandal that got Ruby expelled? Because if he does, that changes everything. Cyril confessing would mean that Ruby's expulsion was based on lies and manipulation. And it would force Maxton Hall to let her back in, but more importantly, it would expose Mortimer's involvement in the whole scheme. And if Mortimer's involvement becomes public knowledge, his reputation would be destroyed completely. The next part of the trailer is where things get absolutely insane. And I mean that in the best way possible. We see a flashback scene and it is showing us Cordelia when she was still alive. She is sitting in her study writing something. And she looks worried, like she knows something terrible is about to happen. And then we hear her voice saying, "If you are watching this, then I am already gone." And Mortimer has done exactly what I feared he would do. This is a recording. Cordelia left behind a recording. And I think this recording is going to be the key to exposing everything Mortimer has done. The camera then shows Percy again. And he is holding what looks like a USB drive or some kind of storage device. And Oilia is standing next to him and she says, "This is it. This is how we destroy him." I literally got goosebumps watching this, because it is becoming clear that Cordelia knew Mortimer was dangerous. She knew he would forge her will and steal everything, and she prepared for it. She left behind evidence, and that evidence has been hidden all this time. waiting for the right moment to come out, and season 3 is going to be that moment. We are finally going to see Mortimer pay for all the horrible things he has done, but the trailer is still not done shocking us. We then see a scene that looks like it is from later in the season, maybe even the final episodes. Ruby and James are standing together on what looks like a bridge or a rooftop, and they are watching the sunrise. Ruby is crying, but they are happy tears this time. And James wraps his arm around her and says, "We did it, we are finally free." And Ruby smiles and says, "No, we are just getting started." What does that mean? Are they talking about being free from Mortimer's control? Are they talking about their future together? I think the scene is showing us that by the end of season 3, Ruby and James will have successfully taken down Mortimer and freed themselves from all the chaos that has been controlling their lives. And now they can finally focus on building the life they have always dreamed of together. This scene gives me so much hope that we might actually get the happy ending we have been desperately waiting for. Then we get another scene with Lydia and Graham, and this one completely broke me. Graham is out of prison, and he is holding Lydia in his arms, and they are both crying. Lydia says, "I thought I would never see you again." And Graham says, "Nothing in this world could keep me away from you and our babies." The emotion in this scene is so powerful, and it is clear that Graham has been released from prison, which means the charges against him were dropped. And I think this happens because Ruby and James find the evidence proving that Mortimer framed Graham. Once that evidence comes out, Graham is released, and he can finally be with Lydia without hiding or being afraid. And even though their relationship is still complicated because of the age difference, I think season 3 is going to show us that love can overcome even the most difficult obstacles. Lydia and Graham deserve to be happy together, and it looks like we are finally going to see that happen. But just when you think the trailer is winding down and getting ready to end, it hits us with the biggest shock of all. We see Mortimer in handcuffs. Yes, you read that right. Mortimer Beaufort, the most powerful man in the entire series, is being arrested. The camera shows police officers walking him out of the Beaufort mansion, and there is a crowd of reporters and cameras everywhere, and Mortimer is not looking smug anymore. He looks defeated, humiliated, and absolutely furious. And then we hear a news reporter saying Mortimer Beaufort has been arrested on multiple charges including fraud, forgery, and conspiracy. I screamed so loud when I saw this scene because this is exactly what we have been waiting for. Mortimer is finally going to face consequences for all the terrible things he has done. He has manipulated people, destroyed lives, and controlled everyone around him for far too long. And now it is all catching up to him. Justice is finally being served, and I could not be happier about it. The trailer then shows us one more scene with the twins, and this one is so beautiful and emotional. James and Lydia are standing together, holding hands, and they are looking at the Beaufort mansion, but they are not going inside. They are walking away from it, and Lydia says, "Are you sure about this?" And James says, "I have never been more sure of anything in my life. That house was never a home. It was a prison." And they turn around and walk away together, leaving that mansion and everything it represents behind them. This scene is so symbolic because it shows that the twins are finally breaking free from Mortimer's control completely. They are choosing to walk away from the wealth, the power, and the legacy that has cost them nothing but pain. They are choosing freedom, happiness, and the chance to build their own lives on their own terms. And honestly, that is the most powerful thing they could possibly do. The final moments of the trailer are absolutely perfect, and they left me with tears streaming down my face. We see a time jump, and everything looks different. Ruby is walking through what looks like Oxford University, and she is wearing graduation robes. She is smiling, genuinely smiling, and she looks so happy and proud of herself. And then the camera pans to show James standing in the crowd, clapping and cheering for her, looking at her like she is his entire world. This is the moment we have all been waiting for. Ruby made it to Oxford. She achieved her dreams despite everything Mortimer and everyone else tried to do to stop her. She fought through the expulsion, the scandal, the heartbreak, and she came out on top. And James was right there beside her through all of it, supporting her every step of the way. This is what true love looks like, not just romance, but partnership, support, and fighting for each other no matter what obstacles come your way. Then we see another time jump, and this scene absolutely destroyed me in the best way possible. We see a beautiful garden, and there is a wedding happening, and when the camera shows us who is getting married, I completely lost it. It is Ruby and James. Ruby is wearing the most stunning white dress, and James is looking at her like she is the only person in the entire world. They are standing together, holding hands, saying their vows, and they both have tears in their eyes. And then we hear Ruby's voice saying, "You saved me when I thought I could not be saved. You loved me when I thought I was unlovable, and you fought for me when everyone else gave up." And then James says, "You are my everything, my best friend, my partner, my home. And I will spend the rest of my life making sure you know how loved you are." I am crying just thinking about this scene again because this is everything we have wanted for Ruby and James since the very beginning. They deserve this happiness. They deserve this perfect moment after everything they have been through. But the trailer is not finished yet. We get one final scene, and this is the one that ties everything together beautifully. We see a dinner table, and sitting around it are Graham, Lydia, and their twins who look like they are about 2 years old. And sitting next to them are Ruby and James. And Ruby is holding a baby in her arms. They are all laughing and talking. And they look like the happiest family in the world. This is it. This is the happy ending we have been begging for since season 1. Graham and Lydia are together, raising their beautiful children. Ruby and James are married with their own baby, living the life they always dreamed of. And Mortimer is nowhere to be seen because he is probably rotting in prison where he belongs. This family has been through absolute hell together. They have faced scandal, betrayal, lies, manipulation, and so much pain, but they survived it all. They fought back, they exposed the truth, and they built the beautiful life they deserved. And seeing them all together, happy and free, is the most satisfying ending we could possibly ask for. The trailer ends with one final shot of Ruby and James standing together, looking at the sunset, and Ruby says, "We made it," and James says, "We did, and this is just the beginning." And then the screen goes black, and the words Maxton Hall Season 3, coming November 2025 appear on the screen. I am telling you right now, I have never been more excited for anything in my entire life. This season is going to give us everything we have been waiting for: justice, revenge, love, happiness, and the perfect ending to this incredible story. Mortimer is going down. Ruby and James are getting their happily ever after. Lydia and Graham are finally going to be together without fear. And we are going to watch it all happen. So tell me, are you as obsessed with this trailer as I am? Do you think we are finally going to get the happy ending we deserve? What do you think is in that recording Cordelia left behind? And do you believe Percy could actually be the twins' real father? I need to know what you think about all of this, so please let me know in the comments down below. I want to hear all your theories, all your predictions, and all your thoughts about what we just witnessed in this absolutely insane trailer. And if you are as excited as I am about Maxton Hall Season 3, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button right now. Seriously, smash that like button because we need to show everyone how much we love this series and how desperate we are for Season 3 to come out. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now and turn on that notification bell so you never miss any updates about Maxton Hall or any other shows we cover on this channel. Trust me, you do not want to miss a single video because we are going to be breaking down every single detail about Season 3 as more information comes out. So hit that subscribe button, join our amazing community, and let's go through this emotional journey together. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video where we are going to dive even deeper into everything we saw in this trailer. Until then, stay obsessed with Maxton Hall just like I am. I know I said the trailer was done, but honestly, I need to share my personal opinions about what we just saw because I have so many thoughts running through my mind right now. And I think a lot of you probably feel the same way, so let's talk about what I really think is going to happen in Season 3 and what I hope we get to see. First of all, can we just talk about how absolutely satisfying it is going to be to watch Mortimer lose everything? I mean, this man has been the villain of villains since day one, and he has gotten away with so much manipulation, lying, and destroying people's lives. Watching him finally face consequences is going to be the most rewarding thing ever. But here is what I think. I do not think his downfall is going to happen quickly or easily. Mortimer is way too smart and way too powerful to go down without a massive fight. I think we are going to see him try every single dirty trick in the book to save himself. He is going to threaten people, he is going to try to manipulate his way out of the situation, and he is probably going to try to turn people against each other one last time. But the difference this time is that Ruby, James, Lydia, Oilia, and even Percy are all working together against him. And when you have that many people united against one person, even someone as powerful as Mortimer cannot win. Now let's talk about Ruby and James because honestly, they are the heart and soul of this entire series. What I love most about their relationship is that it is not just about romance. Yes, they love each other deeply, and yes, they are going to get married and have a beautiful life together. But their relationship is so much more than that. They are partners, they are best friends, they challenge each other, they support each other, and they make each other better people. James helps Ruby see that she is worthy of love and happiness, and Ruby helps James find the courage to stand up to his father. and break free from the toxic family legacy. That is what real love looks like, and I think season 3 is going to show us the strongest version of their relationship yet. They are not going to be the